video. Where's the Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is the SCB Steelers Podcast presented by Deck Roofing Incorporated of South Florida. We are very pleased, as always, to be part of the Variety Sports Network, and we are coming to you live from the Frank Walker Law Studio. Great to have everybody in, whether you are watching via the YouTubes or on the Twitters. Great to have you, and it's been a week since our Steelers played. And boy, I don't know about these three, but I still have some feels about that one, that's for sure. Hello to Joey. Hello to Melvin already in the chat. And yeah, it's going to be a doozy, all right. I can tell you that right now. Most importantly, however, Ian, what are you drinking tonight?
So my keg kicked, so I had to buy a new one. And I went with a Rheingeist, which is pretty good.
Now, you realize that's a beer from Cincinnati.
I do, but it was also on sale.
Just kicking us when we're down, Ian. Yeah, all right. Ben, what are you drinking? By the way, does Ben have an Arthur Smith look going tonight?
Yes, he does.
No,
I saved this.
He's got the Val Kilmer from Tombstone.
He's got the little thing going on right there.
No. Val Kilmer's was longer and much cooler than this.
That's what she said.
I'm drinking the Minkah's bourbon. Yeah, I'm drinking the Minkah's bourbon. So far.
Let's see here. And Scarps, what do you have?
Unintentionally, this is the Edgar IPA from Bullfrog Brewery, which is kind of it's from Williamsport, PA. So it's a PA beer. Yeah. So I don't want any jag-offs in the chat. But oh, he loves the raisins.
Actually, that beer is made from the tears of little leaguers that lose.
Williamsport.
You
know who's in Williamsport tonight, and I don't know if he'll be joining us on the show, is Mr. Bozick.
Damn.
His parents live there, and he is visiting Williamsport in advance of going to Pittsburgh this weekend for the Steelers game versus the Green Bay Packers.
Well, isn't that lovely? He's made a Pennsylvania week out of it, hasn't he?
He has.
Outstanding. Before we get
fact, Williamsburg High School is nicknamed the Millionaires, and
please tell me their mascot is Ted DiBiase.
They're
Williamsport, right?
The decal on
Williamsburg.
Williamsport. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Williamsport, yes, is the Millionaires. The decal on their football helmet is like a top hat, a pair of gloves, and a walking stick.
Seriously?
Yes.
Sounds sophisticated.
Who the fuck came up with that? It's Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you better play like $1 million. That's all I got to tell you. You can walk around with helmets like that, man.
Yeah.
Let's give out game balls from last Thursday. I'm going to assume they're probably all going to be on the offensive side here, but
Ligma or Bofa?
D's nuts. Ian, what do you got for your game balls?
Oh boy. I'll give one to Aaron Rodgers just because he pretty much was the only reason that the offense kept going and was able to keep them in the game. The defense was horrible. They did nothing. So no one on the defense deserves a game ball. So I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers. The one interception was not his fault because it bounced off of Metcalf. Mm-hmm. And after reviews on Twitter later on may have been dropped when the guy went out of bounds, but maybe, but still you got to play with how it's called in the game. Yeah. The one interception was really bad and it was definitely his fault. The second one was
absolutely
not, but he bounced back from that pick and kept them in the game. So I'm giving my game ball to Aaron Rodgers.
Sounds good. Ben, who's your game ball from last week?
Well, I disagree that nobody did anything good on defense. I thought
Okay.
Cam Hayward played a really good game. Unfortunately, no one else along the defensive front showed up to play.
Okay.
So it didn't fucking matter. The defense looked like shit. It's a team sport.
And it is.
TJ Watt was notably gassed at several points during the game.
Yeah.
They should have sat him down a lot more than they did. I get it. The dude wants to play, but dude, if you're gassed like that, you got to come out, especially when it's a very short window for you to get to the quarterback. If you start,
before we get into the defense, though, who's getting your game ball?
Who's getting my game ball? Sorry.
Yes.
It's going
That's
off
all
on a tangent there.
I know.
I'm going to give that to the offensive line. I thought they ran the ball really nicely. They pass protected pretty well. Nobody really in a game like that,
that right.
jumps out at you, although the offense did score.
31. Yeah. Scarps, who is your game ball recipient?
My game ball recipient is to Zach Taylor, because when they were down 10-0 and they started to run the ball, I was like, all right, they're totally okay with mailing it in. And then all of a sudden they ran the ball well, and then that started opening doors. And then also too, Jamar Chase ran. If you look at Jamar Chase's route tree, he didn't do anything that was, he didn't do anything mystified.
Ran a lot of slants.
The guy ran
a lot of slants.
They ran slants. They ran a lot of outs. And you know what? Zach Taylor recognized that they're so scared to death of us beating them over the top that we're just going to take whatever we can. And they, Steelers fans bitching and moaning about the officiating, and they're still bitching and moaning about it when the Steelers were the least penalized team going into that game.
Yeah.
And acting like the Steelers didn't have any fortune this year.
Right. We had fortune on Sunday, for that matter. It wasn't a one-sided game. The officiating was bad, but it was both ways.
And you know what? Kudos to them, because they were down 10-0. Their fans their fans were pissed off, and that game could have gone south. And you know what? They didn't let it happen. And I agree. Aaron Rodgers played a really nice game. Don't get me wrong, but their defense was the Bengals defense is terrible, and they didn't even have Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
And our defense was even worse, which is saying a lot. Yeah. So I want to give credit to the Bengals for winning that game, because that's a game they could have easily mailed in early, and they didn't.
Well,
that's fair. But I want to point out, for posterity, that you're a hater, and also that it's a game ball to a Steelers player or group, or whatever. It's fine. You do you, hater.
Yeah, if I was going to give out the ultimate, I would have given it to Flacco and just said, look, man, the dude had all of 10 days to learn this offense and get some rapport with his receivers. He looked like he'd been with these guys for 10 years, but because we do give game balls to Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm actually going to give it to Pat Meyer, and at least for 1 week, because I've seen some improvement in the offensive line. I am not going to suggest that these 5 gentlemen are going to go off to Canton at the end of the year. I am only suggesting that I've seen some improvement, and that's way more than I ever thought was going to happen about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I will just say, Pat Meyer, kudos. They looked a lot better. You look at what they ran for. Some protection issues, I thought, once in a while. But at the same time, I that's who I'm giving it to. But I can tell you guys want to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Because we were talking game balls, and
they suck.
And at least 2 of you immediately wanted to talk defense. So I don't know right where to begin. Let's start here. Mike Tomlin entered that game with an 0-6 road record against AFC North opponents on Thursday night. The defense is not young. We know this. There are several guys in their 30s. So, Ian, start us off. What are you thinking as you're watching this game unravel before your eyes?
So Ryan mentioned that when we were up 10-0, the Bengals started running the ball.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely right. They did, and they had some success on the ground. I was watching the game, and the way I was looking at it was every play that the ball doesn't go to Chase or Higgins is a win for us. And that was kind of how I felt.
I remember one play.
Yeah, well, okay,
Well.
this was in hold on. That was in the second half where they threw it to Avosovas down the seam, and that was the death knell for the game. But every time they threw it to Chase and Higgins, we couldn't cover them in the first half, right? We just couldn't. We couldn't do it in the second half either. They made no adjustments. So we couldn't cover them in the first half, and then they go into halftime, and I'm kind of thinking like, okay, this was really bad. They gave up a lot of points in the second quarter. Let's see what kind of adjustments they make. And then they come out of halftime, and they interview Mike Tomlin, and he says, we have to stop the run. They're gashing us with the run. We have to just stop the run. It all starts there. And I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then the sideline reporter, to their credit, asked Tomlin, do you need to make any adjustments on Chase and Higgins because, they've been playing well? And he said, no, we don't need to make any adjustments on them. We need to stop the run. And from that moment on, I knew we were fucked. I was like, if he's not going to make any adjustments on these two guys that are torching us, then, but, looking back on it in retrospect, and I got to give credit where it's due to Derek and Alan, our friends from the Pittsburgh Sports Now site. They did a good job going back and looking at the film. They actually did try and make some adjustments and try and do some different things. It was just that nothing worked. Yeah. Now, the one adjustment they didn't make, because Flacco was getting the ball out so quickly, was they never tried to drop TJ Watt into a passing lane, or they never tried to bump the receivers on the outside. It was still, let's take these guys. Okay, we're going to play man, but we're not going to press them. We're not going to bump them, right? We're going to let them get free releases off the line and just hit these short little slant routes and timing patterns. And like the adjustments they made didn't work, but also they played terrible situational football. Like the Bengals got the ball back in the first half, right at the end of the second quarter, with like a little over a minute left after Rodgers threw that interception, and it was 15-yard out route to Chase, 15-yard out route to Chase. Like they ran the same play 3 times, and they had one timeout left, I think. No timeouts, one timeout. One, yeah. So like you knew they had to throw to the sidelines. So like, protect the sideline, put a safety in the middle of the field, play outside leverage and take away that out route. But they kept calling the same defense, and the out route was there, and they kept throwing it. Like they kept calling the same cover 3, and it was always there. And it's like, if you're going to keep calling the same cover 3 when they have to throw to the sideline, like what do you expect is going to happen?
So Ben, to Robert's question, why were they so terrified of pressing? I mean, I know the answer to this question, but I still need to hear it.
I don't have any fucking idea. I mean, I'm sorry. Higgins can beat the press. He can. He's a big guy.
Right.
But still, you can shade coverage that way to assist. You can bracket him. There are a bunch of different things you can do. Chase is not a big guy. He's not. I don't know why they didn't try and jam him. I don't think he's that good.
Forget it.
Against the press. Don't get me wrong. If he gets past you, you're cooked. But he was getting past him anyway. Didn't make any fucking difference. So that being the case, why not try to press him? Why not try to interrupt that timing? Why not try to be the fly in the ointment? Even if somebody else is hitting him after he comes off the line within the 5 yards, somebody just bumps him or deflects him or makes him move off of they were giving him a free release, and he was just free release, no contact, nothing. They were just, we'll just try and contact him. Yeah, they were they were running him in trail, and they were running him against zone, and they ran combo coverage. They threw every single coverage they could think of at the Bengals, and nothing worked. Nothing.
Nope.
And exactly what you said before. It was all about the precision passing game, timing, all timing routes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, out. 1, 2, 3, out. 1, 2, 3, out.
And
Like
to build on that point, that's a great point. When you're running 3-step drop and throws out of a shotgun, there is no chance for a pass rush to get there at all.
None.
When you're in shotgun, already 5 to 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and it's 3-step drop and throw, you're not getting there as a pass rush. So that was the other thing, right? We kept trying to blitz 5, 6 guys to get there, but if you're not slowing down the receivers at all, it's 3-step drop, that back foot hits and the ball comes out, and you're just not going to get there. There's not enough time to get there.
But I mean, everybody was in terrible position in terms of coverage. Everybody. I was like, can anyone fucking cover tonight? Joey Porter fucking grabs guys and tries to drag them down the field, or let them drag him down the field, I should say. Patrick Queen was awful. Jalen Ramsey was fucking awful. Slay, I'm like, dude, you look like you're done. They all looked tired. They didn't look confused. That wasn't the issue. They were just getting beat. Flat out. Although Chuck Clark did look confused in a few plays, I will say that. That dude, like, why the fuck? Why? Why are you playing so much? That dude, please get him off the fucking field.
Well, we'll come back to him and more specifically his position here later on in the show. Scarps, I think you have some thoughts on the defense.
Well, they were scared to death to get beat deep, and they knew they couldn't play press because Joey Porter Jr. is a walking penalty. Jalen Ramsey is not that dude anymore. He's not.
He's a assholes.
He is a loudmouth, and he can maybe still play and make a couple plays, but he is more boom or bust than ever. Slay is done. And, I mean, Eccles is okay. They don't have the talent.
Eccles was the best corner on the field on Thursday.
And that's what you don't want. That's not what you want. And I'm going to say this. They looked really good against the Vikings team who was banged up and had to bring out Carson Wentz. I'm not talking about the offense. I'm talking about the Steelers defense. They looked good against.
That's what we're talking.
And the Chargers defense is crushing them tonight. They looked really good against Dylan Gabriel and a bunch of scrubs. And you know what? Anytime they faced a decent offense this year, they gave up fucking 32 points to Justin Fields, for Christ's sake. And I know that it was week 1, but this group is not a good group overall. They have a lot of names. They have maybe some they have names, they have athletic ability, but they're not a good group. And I'm going to stand by that. I would rather have 11 guys that are decent, that all play well together, and then the coaching sucks too. But I'm just so tired of hearing from Cam Hayward and TJ Watt and Patrick Queen and Jalen Ramsey and all these fucking bullshit. It's the same shit every year. And you know what? You all fall for it. And you say elite and you say historic because Juan Thornhill's been here 5 minutes because he's been, not you guys. I'm just talking in general.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And you know what? They gave up the most yards this season to the Bengals. They gave up the second most rush yards to the Bengals, who, by the way, went into that game dead last in the league at rushing. And I'm just so tired of the empty promises. I'm tired of and the coaching sucks. The coaching sucks. It sucks. And I don't care if it's not Terrell Austin. It's Mike Tomlin's defense. And you could clearly see the shift when Dick LeBeau left. Keith Butler wasn't a bad coordinator. They still had Keith was still doing Mike's stuff, but it's just so frustrating because you think that, and I'm not saying that they should have beat the Bengals 30-0 but all they needed was one fucking stop at the end of the game. One stop. Fuck. And you know what? And here's the thing. They got it against the Jets. They didn't get it last week.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm going to tell you this. One quick thing. I'm going to tell you about a team who I said wasn't going to win their division, but the AFC is going through Kansas City again. We all know this. And Patrick Mahomes would have put up 55 points the other night if the defense played that way.
Yeah.
no
Real
argument.
quick, just to
None.
punctuate that point. Yes,
Yeah.
Brandon Echols was the best corner on the field on Thursday. One of these assholes, who shall remain unnamed unless he wants to unmask himself, tweeted out, Joey Porter Jr., DPI, drink.
Oh, that was me.
I think that was Ian.
It was me. It was 100% me.
And
I
it
will
was-
take credit for that.
It was the same shit over and over and over and over again. And I don't lay it as much on coaching, although the coaching could have been way better on Thursday, the defensive coaching in particular.
Yes.
And I agree with everything you said about this being Tomlin's D, because he designs it,
Yep.
but the coordinator calls it. So it's a Terrell Austin problem too. And yes, he could have done more to stop the fucking Bengals. But really, we were just getting our asses kicked. One-on-one, the Steelers just got beat. Badly. They just got beaten. They left gaping fucking holes for them to run through. They were terrible in coverage. It's just like, win the fucking rep. Win the rep. At least if you do that, you're not getting out schemed, you're going to win. But they couldn't even fucking win the rep. So I'm not even sure. Like, I'm not certain that if Austin had done all the things we're suggesting now in hindsight, that if any of that would have worked, because the Steelers were just getting their asses kicked. They were just getting fucking beaten.
I would say this. If I would at least have seen us walk our corners up in any sort of attempt to throw these guys off of their routes.
They were, but they didn't do anything. They gave them a free release.
But
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Fuck?
There was no effort to reroute them at all.
No.
And that was what drove me insane.
Can I make?
Yes, Scarps, take it.
I just want to make one quick point. Is that Ike Taylor took a lot of heat for not being able to catch the interceptions, right? Okay.
He was so fucking good, though.
But I'm going to tell you this right now. That dude lined up against the opposing number one.
Yeah.
Every single game. And I'm telling you right now that if Ike in his prime faced off against Jamar Chase the other night, Jamar Chase would have not had that game that he had. He used to hold Ocho Cinco in place. He used to hold AJ Green in place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now. So, you all could sit here and be like, oh, well, Jalen Ramsey has Oren vibes and this guy has that. You're right, Ben. They got fucking beat. They got beat all the time. And I'll tell you this right now. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Yeah, I'm bitching about the coaching because the coaching does suck. But there comes a point when you got to sack up as an individual and say, you know what? I'm not going to let this dude beat me on this rep. I'm not. And you know what? Very rarely did they win reps last week. And again, fans would be like, "Oh, Chase pushed off on that play." And it's like,
so what?
It's like, but Ramsey didn't grab him a little bit. And
Ramsey, to his credit, said, "Listen, we all know those guys are superstars in this league. And they're gonna get away with that shit. They know it. We know it. It's part of the game.
Yep.
Just fucking win the rep. We all gotta play better."
To me, the bigger thing was Patrick Queen coming out and saying, "Oh boy, we just weren't ready for the run." It's like, you are in the National Football League, man. Come on.
And it's not. I mean, arguably, that was the statistically the worst rush offense in the league, and also their offensive line. We've all been making fun of them for weeks now.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the bad thing was about Queen's comment that when you say we weren't prepared for the run, that makes it sound like you spent the whole week preparing for the pass. They couldn't fucking defend that either.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't. It makes no damn sense.
You're dead on.
Compels me though.
You're dead on. I'm just.
So,
God.
It's so frustrating to. Yeah, it's.
Have you
Bring
guys
it back,
ever? Have you guys ever? And I can only describe my own inner emotions. When Pat Freiermuth is running for the go-ahead score, obviously it would tie, then you get kicked the extra point.
Yeah,
I was so not excited because I knew there was too much damn time.
I was excited for 10 seconds.
Yes,
and then I looked at the game clock and I was like, we're fucked. We're fucked.
Yeah, I had
We're fucked.
no faith. I don't know that I've ever felt quite
And
that
then
down about
After
Steelers
the
defense.
game, when it was all over with, I was like, fuck, they could have done that to us in 30 seconds. That's how bad our fucking defense played today.
Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't
I
need
mean-
2.5 minutes. They needed
No.
30 seconds. And they
No,
were fine.
it was just I mean, I was just I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just a weird feeling.
The one other thing, not to harp too much on the defense and the scheme and everything, but we never disguise coverages, right? Like it's freely admitted that they don't disguise coverages. They like even
They disguised it a little bit on Thursday. I watched it. They did. But
not that much.
it didn't
though.
matter.
No,
it didn't
it-
matter.
No.
It
No.
didn't matter. They just
Flacco
they
has
were,
been
they were
around long
losing.
enough. Yeah.
Boy,
they were losing their that's part of it too, is that
Yeah.
both those quarterbacks had seen all that shit and they were like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were just losing their individual reps and they were giving those guys a free release off the fucking line. It was just like, God damn it.
and boy,
And then they
what
they
about
weren't running
Tomlin's
the ball.
comments? No,
They weren't running they're averaging over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
They need to eat time off the clock. Run the fucking
Yes.
ball. What do?
Yes.
They throw
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yep. Yeah, and just real quick, I'll let Ian finish your thought, but just the fact that Tomlin
Sorry, Ian.
got a lot of heat in the media talking about the decision to trade Joe Flacco. We
Yeah.
all know why he didn't want to see Joe Flacco.
No,
now.
because
I
Flacco
said that.
because
Yep. He
Flacco
respects
has
him.
seen the same
Yeah, he
ass
respects him.
defense from our team. Like Ryan
Yep.
said, like he's seen the same exact defense from our team for 15 years
Yeah.
since Dick LeBeau left.
Like,
It's
look at-
not.
I
Yeah.
tweeted it earlier this week, and I forgot because Flacco didn't even start that game, and Indy Richardson did.
Right?
Yeah.
Flacco's last 7 quarters against the Steelers is some of the best numbers. I
Yeah.
mean, it's fucking Tom Brady numbers against the
It
Steelers.
is. It's
It
nuts.
is unbelievable. And the other thing too about that, and I'll shut up for a little bit, is that I don't think Mike absolutely did not mean any slight towards Joe Flacco or the Bengals at all.
God, no.
Mhm.
He was actually complimenting
Never got that.
Joe Flacco
Yeah, that
and
was the
shitting
impression
on
I
the
got.
Browns.
Yes.
But you saw throughout the week they asked Bengals players about it, and you could tell that they heard what Mike said.
that's what they were taking.
And
it
he
as. Yeah.
gave them bulletin board material, even though he didn't intend to. And Mike is smarter than that. So that's why when Mike said that initially, I was like, oh, wow,
It
fuck.
was
I was like,
definitely out of character for him.
he does not ever say that. I mean, I'm not saying that like they circled what he
Right.
said, but they did talk about it when asked. And I think that I do think that they
Did-
might have given him a little bit more. And they were already desperate they were already
Oh,
a desperate
did-
team.
Yes.
Didn't you guys think, though, that what he was doing there was trying to support Kevin Stefanski? He was basically saying, what? You must be fucking smarter than I am because he benched this guy and traded him away. Huh.
I think Tomlin was taking a shot at Andrew Barry. And also too, Jimmy Haslam is an is a former Steelers owner. So there could have
Minority
been
owner.
something there.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, I think Cincinnati took it a different way than we're taking it, and that's why I'm very surprised that Mike even said anything, because in that situation, there's no reason to say anything. Like, because Mike normally is like, oh, I'm going to let them worry about their business or
Exactly.
whatever. But he made a point, like, to say, like, oh yeah, like he must be smarter than me. So,
Real quick, we talked a little bit about Chuck Clark, and there are
Who sucked.
Well, yeah. The Dolphins are in the
Chuck
midst of
did make
what
one play. Chuck did
could
make one
be
play behind the line of scrimmage.
the
One.
Miami Dolphins could be in getting ready for a fire sale. Would you bring Minkah Fitzpatrick back?
he can't do it.
At $1 million fucking dollars, goddamn right I would, in a fucking flash. Now,
You can't
depending on what they want. No, don't get me wrong.
Right.
If they want a
You-
first round pick back, hell no.
You can't do it. It's the same
Right.
thing as the Deontay Johnson thing. The
What?
only way he can come back is if they cut him. You can't trade back the same player. You
Yeah, you
can't
can.
trade a. No, you can't.
You can trade contracts.
I
You can trade
I'm gonna
contracts.
I'm gonna hold off on this one. There was a rule at a time that you could not do that. The player had to be
It
cut.
says the team cannot trade a player to another team and then trade that same player again without a significant delay.
Without a
Well,
significant delay.
Yeah, that's my question. What would that?
What's a
delay
significant delay?
It was even less time. It was the same time with Deontay Johnson.
be? Yes, Jamie, I would take Stefanski as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I would.
And there's talk about Arthur Smith getting a head coaching job again next
Sure,
year.
boy, I tell you what, the attention he's getting in some places, Tennessee, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But
It's 2 years. There's a
2 years. Okay.
Yeah, unless they're cut. So you can't trade someone to a team and then trade.
So it is
back
2 years.
For them.
Okay,
you, Ryan.
so
I mean, I don't know ball, I guess. Fuck.
non-ball knower.
Yeah.
But let me get back to the
Holy
heart of
shit.
the question, though, because I don't think they're going to cut him. I don't think he's going anywhere personally. But there's a lot of chatter. A lot of the football pundits are talking about the fact that the Dolphins are just absolute.
They gave
mess.
him,
They
gave him a huge signing bonus when he went there.
Okay.
They adjusted his contract, added 3 void years to reduce his cap hit, and gave him all but the minimum salary this season. So the rest of it, and it was $17.5 million all in. The rest of it they gave him as a signing bonus, again to spread it out over the course of several years, 3 years because he's going to void in the third.
Mm-hmm.
But the long and the short of it is, if they've got a lot invested in him, so I think they're going to want something significant back in terms of
he's not going to be
they
available.
already have invested in that contract.
Yeah.
They're not going to move that contract. 2 fucking years, really? I did not know that. I learned something new tonight.
Here's a guy who knows how to Google.
Googly schmoogly.
Yeah, and I know contracts pretty well, and I did not know that. Wow.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
It just creates interesting talking points because it clearly was a problem the other night, and I don't want to totally pick on Chuck Clark because there really wasn't anyone in that secondary that deserves much in the way of kudos. Let's put it that
fucking
way.
Awful. Elliott played a pretty decent
Elliott,
game.
I don't ever really worry about.
Deshaun Elliott
Deshaun
and Cam Hayward actually showed up to play, and everyone else, including TJ, was fucking bad.
Well, I mean, when Nick Herbig of all people can't get to the quarterback, then you know that A, the ball's getting out quick, and B, they're probably a little gassed from previous.
People came at me this week about Herbig not playing more, and me agreeing with them. Him being outside linebacker 3. And I'm like, yeah, he is the very definition of a one-trick pony. The dude is really good as a pass rusher. He's really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to setting the edge or playing in run support, he ain't good.
He gets run over.
Why he's outside linebacker 3? Because they run at him.
Yeah, I when the time comes for him contractually, it's not like you're going to have a bunch of teams lining up to give him top dollar outside linebacker money because he's not a full-time starter.
I disagree.
I disagree. Someone's going to pay.
Really? You think somebody will pay him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
wow,
for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that team will be the Steelers. I think the guy that will leave will be Highsmith. But I don't know if you noticed how much weight Herbie's put on, but he's a good deal thicker this year.
Oh, certainly. I'm not disagreeing with that. But you know what?
I think that little by little, he's kind of learning that role. He's growing into it, and he'll be able to set the edge or at least do it better.
Scarps.
I think he's okay, but it's like, what would it look like over a course of a 17-game season?
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, he is not a 17-game starter in this league. He's not.
I don't think so either.
As a pass rush specialist, I think he'd be fantastic if that's all you had him do.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're talking is he no? But no, he's not yeah. Oh man, I think we get caught up in the moment and Alex Highsmith gets hurt and this guy has a couple good games.
Sacks are sexy, man.
And I just these whole
And yes, I
projections.
just said sacks are sexy.
These whole project. And I'm not saying I'm not saying he's not as good as Highsmith. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like the guy he has a couple good games and you're like, oh, over the course of 17 games he'd have 27 sacks. You really fucking think Nick Herbig's gonna have 27 sacks? No, he's not. Like we just get caught up in the moment. We're such prisoners of the moment. We're like, yeah, you're right. I agree. Some team is gonna pay him, but I don't even think he's as good as Alex Highsmith overall. When Highsmith is healthy,
he is okay. That's the problem. That you just hit it right there. Between his ability, Herbie's ability to rush the passer, and the fact that Alex Highsmith cannot stay healthy, Highsmith is going to be the guy who is going to end up leaving, and Herbie is the guy they're going to pay. And they're gonna do the math and go, okay, Highsmith is always hurt. We've been down this road before.
Well, what if I said that Herbig's got his own little share of bumps and bruises that he's had the last 2 seasons? I mean, he's missed a few games with some hammies and stuff. I agree. I think Highsmith has a much longer track record of having injuries. Well, what his problem? He's had 3 or 4 groin or hamstring injuries already now in his career,
dude, and it's just
that doesn't get better.
Soft tissue. Yeah, exactly.
No, just ask Lamar Woodley.
No. Ask Armani Dawson.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
he Dawson got his in the fucking Pro Bowl of all places, and he was never the same again.
No, can you? Yeah. By the way, the Pro Bowl is moving to the site of the Super Bowl now because I know all.
Yeah, so they can play flag football there instead.
Wanted to know that. Anything else on the defense before we chat in other areas here? I think it was Burner in the chat earlier mentioned that Mr. Love there, the quarterback for the Packers, gets it out quicker than any other QB in the league, which does not spell anything good for the Steelers considering what we just saw. So
unless they actually try and run bump.
Well, I granted, the Packers aren't going to have Chase and Higgins, but they do have a pretty damn good tight end in Tucker Kraft, and
But you can definitely rub a tight end. I mean, that part's easy.
Yeah,
you just have to do it.
What the fuck did you just say?
And I thought I walked into Sacks Are Sexy. Careful rubbing tight ends there.
I give a fuck. I've been drinking. I don't care.
I don't care either. That's fine. I'm not judging. I'm just like, what the fuck did you say?
I give no fucks. I ran around to those years and years ago. Actually, so.
That's great.
We're fine.
No, I would just one last point I want to make is that when Myles Garrett doesn't have the best game, we all hear about it, right? Well, you know what? TJ Watt makes a lot of money too, man.
Yep, goddamn right. He makes more than fucking Myles Garrett.
He had a half a sack last game, and honestly, I probably would have, that was to me whatever, But he has 4 sacks this year in 6 games. I mean, that's still putting him in between that 12 and 15 sack range.
Yep.
But like I've been saying, that as pass rushers age, their production declines, but the Steelers were totally okay with paying him that money. So my point being is,
they really have a choice.
Is Myles, that's fine, but is Myles the only player that has bad games, or does TJ also have bad games? I just want to be consistent and fair when it comes to I don't like Myles Garrett. I don't like Myles. I'm just saying that, like,
I think they all have bad games, obviously, but I thought the week before that TJ played really well against the Bengals. He played like shit.
Yeah, he looked like a worn out.
And don't get me wrong, part of it was the way he was utilized, but they didn't try anything to get him in an advantageous situation. Ever. At all. But he looked gassed most of the game.
Yeah.
And he was going one-on-one against that offensive tackle who sucks and not winning. I mean, yeah, he was pushing him back. But by the time he got there, the ball was already gone.
Suck?
So what fucking difference does it make?
Well, it does.
He did suck.
I don't want to rip on the young man because he's a rookie, but
he's better. He's just as good as Broderick Jones. So they both went to Georgia.
What I was going to just mention is that with the 4 linebackers that they're going with on the edges, they're going with a rookie in Sawyer, and I if TJ is that gassed, then that tells me that maybe they're not getting enough from Sawyer. Is that a fair statement? I don't
know.
No, I don't know.
They have 3 rotational outside linebackers, one of which, Herbig, can play either side. So that's a coaching decision.
Right.
That's a coaching decision. All I'm saying is this.
Yeah.
Sawyer being involved is a non-starter. It doesn't matter. Sawyer, they're getting in because they kind of want to see what Sawyer can do, and they want to try and develop him. Try to understand. As far as, TJ goes, yes, he should be playing less or should have played less on Thursday. I don't know if he should always be playing less. If he's feeling it and he's good, he's fresh, feels okay, great, wonderful. But I guess he needs to know when to say when. And the coaches need to step in when he's not saying when.
Yeah.
And pull his ass out.
Yeah, and Neil O'Donnell, I'm not saying he hasn't been out there. I thought his snaps seemed to be down a little bit on Thursday night in a situation where I thought
TJ?
No, Sawyer. Where in a situation where I thought they'd be up because of the short week. That's what I'm getting at.
And also TJ, I understand throughout the course of a game that you get gas. I'm not a fucking stooge, but it's game 6. They just had a bye week recently. Is TJ that out of fucking shape? And I the other thing too is though
I don't fucking know.
The opposing offenses are running more plays than us.
Yeah, that is a huge
but also
number, man.
But also again, so what's TJ gonna be like 6 weeks from now?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't.
It's
I don't
fair
get.
question,
I
Ryan.
don't get that. And I'm not questioning. His conditioning. It just doesn't make sense to me why these guys are gassed or it just doesn't make sense.
Well, and before we shift over, talk a little offense.
This defense. Hang on, just real quickly. This defense gives up a lot of yards, and they have every fucking week. They're very opportunistic, and that's what they're good at. They're opportunistic. They turn the ball over. They get some sacks. They get a bunch of plus ratings on that. But they're not, in terms of giving up yards, it almost seems like they don't care. They're like, yeah, whatever, you can get, we'll let you. The problem with that approach where you're going to allow them to get yards, bend but not break, and try to look for opportunities to turn the ball over or get sacks, put them behind the chains, is your defense is on the field for too fucking long.
Yeah.
Which we've seen the results of. And so when they're out there that long, constantly, they're fucking tired.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry Dulac pointed it out this week that they've been on the field.
Turn the tide on that.
Yep, about 18 to 20 plays longer. The time of possession is not in our favor.
They're averaging 83 snaps a game.
And I thought Arthur Smith called a nice game the other night, but I think, Ben, you alluded to this earlier, that there were moments when he went to the pass in moments where I thought, keep running the ball. You're running it at almost 7 yards a clip, man. And so the frustration there, but as we turn it to the offense a little bit, let me get to the topic du jour, if you will. Everybody thinks Aaron Rodgers should come back for 2026. Oh my gosh. Ian?
Yeah, everybody thought that Rush should come back this time last year. How did that work out?
Apparently Ben's name is Ian now. Ian, go ahead.
It's still early. Rodgers is old, and he's one big hit from a defensive lineman or our own offensive tackle away from, having an injury and being out for a while. So if Rodgers keeps playing like this and the quarterback class keeps looking extremely mid like they are, I wouldn't mind having him back. And I'm on the record on this show saying I was not a fan of the Aaron Rodgers signing, that I didn't like it, didn't want all his bullshit, all that. But he's actually calmed it down a lot, not going on Pat McAfee, not really doing a whole lot of radio interviews, just showing up, doing his business. And
he was at the Pens game the other night with the guys.
Yeah,
he was one of the guys. It's great.
And he's still got a very live arm, and he can make all the throws. And that was my concern, right? Because when quarterbacks get old and the arm strength goes, Rodgers has never had good footwork or a good base or anything like that. It's always been arm strength. But holy cow, he's made some great throws this season. He can still sling it. So, if he's still got it, and we're sitting in the middle of the draft, I wouldn't hate it, but it's way too early to talk about that too. So, it's not one of those things where I'm like, we need to lock him up right now. Honestly, probably the best case scenario is that, you play out the rest of the season, you see what happens. And it's very possible we're sitting here at 4-2 right now. It's very possible we're sitting at 6-7 in a few weeks. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Jesus, I can't even avoid it here.
And then
what the fuck does that even mean?
Don't even try to understand it. It's stupid. Second graders do it, and high school kids do it. It's stupid.
It's the dumbest shit.
Oh no! Drunk college kids do it too.
Oh, I know.
State game the other night.
Yeah.
I'm so old. We used to 69. Well, sorry, that's a Casey joke. My bad. Stealing Casey's thunder.
All right.
Melvin gets it. Major League 2. That's what I think of it.
Yeah. What a great movie.
Oh, that was fantastic.
So, but you know what I'm saying, right? The bottom can easily fall out here. We've got 3 tough games. We've got Green Bay. We've got Green Bay. We've got Indy. We've got the Chargers.
And the Bears are suddenly not
right. They're not
especially in Chicago, where we haven't won since the freaking Wilson.
We're going to win that game.
Right.
We're winning that game, buddy.
That's
we're winning that.
I know,
unless Mason starts.
I know that Jordan Love can throw the ball quickly. I know Romeo Doubs is a decent slot receiver. He can get some things done. Yeah. Matthew Golden hasn't really done a whole lot yet this year, but this could be the game that he just explodes on Darius Slay, because Slay can't run anymore, apparently. Great point by Robert. That Hail Mary throw by Rodgers was actually really damn good. That was a really good throw.
What the fuck was with DK? His back to the ball.
Yeah, it was almost as if they had a specific, okay, when you go down there, your job is to tip it to the back. I mean, I couldn't figure out what the hell he was doing.
Yeah. So, but my final point was, this is exactly the kind of game, coming off a really bad loss, a game they should never lose. This is the kind of game Mike Tomlin goes out and wins. I know. There's no logical reason that we should win this game.
It's the most Steelers thing fucking ever.
Yes, exactly.
God damn, it's annoying as fuck too.
Yes, it is. It's incredibly annoying. Who was it that said it in the chat? Was it Jamie that said, I feel like my entire life has been the Steelers defense just waiting to get a turnover? That's not wrong.
It's not. Yeah.
I mean, how many times in the red zone this last Thursday did you think, okay, they're finally going to get one. This is going to be the one. They're finally, it's going to be here. They're finally going to get one. Give us the ball. Nope. They scored. Motherfucking fuck.
Yes, that exact phrase. Yes, it was spoken many times.
-2 in the turnover ratio on the road on a Thursday.
The trend.
I think that we were really, really lucky to only lose by 2.
Oh, I mean, if I would have told you that Pat Freiermuth is going to catch a ball and then have 30 yards of yak, you would have never fucking believed it.
If Freiermuth just would have laid down at the 5.
But then, of course, the other thing becomes, well, we can't score in the red zone. But this year, we've actually been pretty good in the red zone. So
We've been fantastic in the fucking red zone.
Yeah. So
But
no,
if he just runs out of bounds at the 5 or just slides,
Stumbles.
one of the two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just does that. And it's like, okay, now it's 1st and goal. We're inside the 5-yard line. We've got control of the clock. We can fuck around. We can make them call their timeouts. We can burn the 2-minute warning. We can fuck them over, and then we can score a touchdown and win.
But at
that
the same
was the
time,
play. There.
But at the same time, is it too much to ask the defense to
No, it's not.
Stop.
It's not. It's okay. Yeah, I know we've belabored this point.
Yes.
I
That's
fucking
okay.
hate that Scarps points this out every goddamn week 10 times. This highest paid defense in the NFL. This is a very accomplished group.
Yeah.
That has been paid a great deal of fucking money.
It is.
To perform.
They actually
elite-
haven't won anything, so they're not
elite and
accomplished.
historic.
When that's fair. When as individuals, they're very accomplished.
Yeah.
And when it's crunch time and you need to get a fucking stop, you got to get it, man. You got to get it.
Yeah.
You have to come together as a fucking group and get it. We need a Greg Lloyd out there fucking yelling at guys going, God damn it, stop these motherfuckers right fucking here now.
Get to the quarterback. Yeah. I thought Jalen Warren, obviously because of the loss, his effort was somewhat diminished, but I thought, he ran the ball hard, as he always does. But
Warren played hard.
Had over 100 yards rushing, did a great job. Caleb Johnson, by the way, I don't think he had a snap on offense.
Yeah, he did.
He had a couple. Yeah, he got a couple.
Okay,
Yeah.
I honestly didn't remember. It
Real
must not have
quick
been-
about Rodgers next year.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely way too early to have that conversation.
No question.
I agree.
And I've been saying this all along is I questioned if Rodgers was a good fit for this team because he's a big personality.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said, he hasn't gone on McAfee. He's really sort of honed or dialed it in when it comes to and held back when it comes to he's likable. Well, I don't even necessarily. I don't think we ever said that. I don't think we said he was a bad teammate. I think but I think we just questioned would his personality fit. But my thing this whole time was what's gonna happen when shit hits the fan. Because I'll tell you what, he looked pretty fucking frustrated the other night.
Many times.
That wasn't a flea flicker. There wasn't a flea flicker call. And then fucking Arthur Smith says it was, or then Mike Tomlin says it was. So as Ian said,
it looked like he audibled at the line, like he called something else. And if you look at the way the play was blocked, it was a run play.
Oh yeah, and there's nobody in the nobody running routes either.
No,
so
it was a run play, and so it's like, what the fuck? So he tosses the ball back. It was like Warren missed the audible.
Yeah,
everyone else got it, but Warren missed it, and it's like he looks back at him and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So as Ian said, they could easily be 6 and 7.
Oh,
Fuck off.
But no, I'm being serious though. If this team gets to 6 and 7, how is Rodgers going to be? And I mean that. I don't know how he's going to be.
Scarps, I am 100% with you. I think at 4-2, the good times are there.
Yes, and if they shit the bed at the end of this year, are they just going to keep fucking running it back every year? Because you know what? It's going to be 2030, and fucking Daniel Jones is going to be the Steelers quarterback. They're still not going to have a playoff win since 2016.
We're just going to keep coming in. Just going to keep bringing in 1-year Band-Aids at quarterback.
And the Sunshine Crew is going to be like, trust the process, man. You're a fucking hater. Trust the process. No, this team has underlying issues and concerns. And that's not to say Aaron Rodgers can't support this team next year, but it's week 8 of 2025. fuck the 2026 talk.
Yeah,
The team's 4-2. They're
right.
supposed to, they already won the AFC North.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Crown their asses.
Yes. So like, what are we doing?
What do you did you guys happen to catch any of the stories about Rodgers' relationship with Jordan Love at all?
I heard a couple of interviews of Rodgers before the season that I actually thought gave some very mature answers, and I was kind of surprised by about his relationship with Jordan Love. That he said that he tried to. And this is Rodgers talking, so
Yes.
he's going to dress it up a little bit, but he said that it wasn't Jordan's fault that Jordan got drafted. The team picked him, and he was there, and he said, I tried to kind of help Jordan along as much as I could. He's like, when I was a rookie and Brett Favre was here, I'd text Brett and try and hang out with him. Brett wanted nothing to do with me, and so I'd try and he's like I tried to be there and answer his questions and things like that. So I mean, it's Aaron talking. If you ask Jordan Love, it might be a completely different story. You might be like, I tried to ask him questions, and that guy told me jack shit, right? But it seemed like, at least, that in retrospect, he understands the business of the game, right? He's been around long enough to be like, look, it's not this 22-year-old kid's fault that my GM drafted him to be my successor, right? Like, it's nothing against the kid, right? And when I heard that interview, I was like, this was a completely different perspective than our former quarterback had when we drafted a guy to potentially maybe not be his successor, but hang around to be our second string quarterback, even though we apparently had a first round grade on him. But you know what I mean? It was just completely different from the kind of perspective.
The reason I asked this is because, would you guys trust Aaron Rodgers if the Steelers did in fact draft a quarterback in the first round, but Rodgers signed on? Because number one, Rodgers isn't going to sign to be a backup. All right. If he's not the guy, he's not coming back. But those articles, those stories that I saw this week gave me this little glimmer of hope that if he does come back, that at the very least, maybe he can be a mentor to a rookie, because we never had any intentions of Ben Roethlisberger playing his rookie year either. And he was forced into action, so,
what looks like a really attractive destination next year for Aaron Rodgers, the Minnesota
Boca Raton. Really? The Vikings? Yeah. Well, that was the other destination this year. And you wonder if they're not kicking themselves.
I we'll never know. We'll never know, because we've heard he wanted to go there. We've heard they weren't interested.
Right.
There's my side of the story, yours, and the truth. So I just listen, I'm not stupid. I get agents float things, players float things. I get it, but it's like fucking catnip for Yinzers. Somebody throws it out there, and Jeremy Fowler is the one that said it, and I really like Jeremy. I got to work with him for a long time. I respect Jeremy, and I truly believe someone told him that, and he went with it. He's an ESPN national correspondent.
Yep.
And it's like fucking Yinzer catnip, man.
It is.
And everyone's like, oh, of course I want Aaron Rodgers back next year. It's week 8 of 2025. You have no idea how the season's going to end. Because I tell you what, if they lose every game from here on out and go 4-13, do you really want Aaron Rodgers back here next year?
Nope. Just like Russ last year.
Right. And you're right.
Just like Russ last year.
Absolutely, Ben. And I was all aboard the Russ trust, and Russ I trust. And you know what? He turned out to be a phony ass, unless he's talking about Sean Payton being shady. And all these people that still keep saying like, oh, I'm so happy Aaron Rodgers is my quarterback. Okay.
I have
He's
to
a chronic loser in the playoffs unless he played the Steelers in 2010.
I have to give you credit for something you said before Russ came in. And
holy shit. Oh my God. I'm like getting compliments all the time.
No, you still suck. You're an asshole.
I need my breaking news button here.
What you said initially before the guy came on is that he is fake and that he is constantly Mr. fucking Sunshine, and that wears on teammates, and eventually they're like, dude, whatever, fuck off, shut up. We don't want to hear this bullshit anymore. And ultimately, that is what did him in. Like when things were going really bad at the end of the fucking season, and Russ going, don't worry, we got this. Don't worry, it's okay. We didn't play bad. Things went wrong.
The playoffs.
Things just went wrong for us, and it's okay. We're gonna make it work. When he did all that shit, that was why they ultimately were like, yeah, we don't want this guy back.
So
bye.
I was looking at this morning. On December 8th of last year, the Steelers were 10-3.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, shut the fuck
up. And we were getting ready. We had beaten the Bengals and the Browns, and we were going to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And we would not win a game the rest of the season. But I guarantee you, if you go back to that week leading to the Eagles game, everybody was screaming about how cool it would be if Russell Wilson came back for 2025. And that's the point of my entire bringing that up is things change very quickly in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You might want Aaron Rodgers back next week or the week after, but man, if we hit a streak like that.
After that Bengals game, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How well the offense played in that game and after that.
Yeah. I obviously speak for all of us. I'm hopeful the offense continues to do well, and I'm hopeful that the defense can at least make some plays. But we've all been around this long enough. We know, we've seen it, right? So.
Hey, let's talk about all the assholes who.
I want to talk about the fact that Aaron just said, Ben, when you and I meet, we're going to kiss one day.
Yeah. Well, so
that's
peripheral subject. Let's talk about all the assholes, Aaron included. who think that the Steelers should not draft a quarterback next year and just hand the ball over to Will Howard and just see how it goes, so that a whole legion of fans can know that their quarterback evaluation abilities really fucking suck. Because when he falls on his fucking face because he's not that good, and is going to be a career backup in the NFL. Then you'll really know. Oh, I guess
you realize, of course, that it's very possible it could be Mason Rudolph, Will Howard next year.
Nah,
I'm not 100% convinced we're drafting one of these quarterbacks.
I'm not convinced we are going to draft a quarterback either early, but I think they maybe think about it. But what I do think happened is next year. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's fucking week 8.
What we do.
I think it's probably because Mason isn't that good, and Will Howard is Mason early in his career. He is. He's going to play some, but he ain't good. So you don't have a real full-time starter aside from Rodgers in the quarterback room. So if Rodgers doesn't come back, they'll sign some other vet as a Band-Aid again to a short-term deal.
More than likely. And we will be once again right back in that cycle. To Jamie's point about Fields, I like Justin Fields as a person. I think the young man says a lot of the right things.
Maybe he should be playing running back or flanker or something.
Right. I just think it's run its course. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is at this time. And they're 0-7 now. I mean, it's getting to be, pull out the paper sack time in New York like they used to. Which, sad. But,
whatever.
Well,
I mean, what I will say is this: the dude had one shot and he knew, and he's like, I need to chase as much money as I possibly can.
Sure.
Here. And the Jets are offering $30 million guaranteed, and the Steelers are only offering 20.
Okay, this is a great question, Jamie. That's a good question. Would you rather have Will Howard or Kenny Pickett?
Oh, fuck. I would take Will Howard at the moment.
So
I would take Will Howard because we know Kenny Pickett sucks.
Yes, Ben took my point. Yes,
that's it.
We know what Kenny Pickett is. We don't know what Will Howard is.
We don't know if Will Howard has a high ceiling, but I suspect he's just not that good.
Yeah. Packers come into town. It's I'm sorry, Ian. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, because we were talking about quarterback evaluations. I'm gonna admit I was wrong on Jackson
We've
Dart.
had
I
some
did not
drinks.
think he was ready to step in this year and play. I thought he would need a few years, at least one, to kind of transition from the Lane Kiffin system offense to being an NFL quarterback. That kid's got moxie and he can play. Like that kid's a baller. And
Yeah,
like the Giants, they've
his
won a
mom's hot
couple-
too.
Whatever. The Giants have won a couple games, but
She likes her tight end rubbed, by the way.
okay.
Ooh,
Okay. Well,
Sorry, Ian. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying that, like,
Ian, the floor is yours.
yeah, quarterback evaluation is hard.
It is.
It's not easy, and like the guys that you look at and think like, oh, this might be a problem. Like sometimes turn out well. Like Brock Purdy had some of the worst friggin' turnovers and hilarious game tape you've ever seen in college, and then turned into a decent quarterback. Although you could argue the Shanahan system has made Mac Jones into a good quarterback too. So quarterback evaluation is not easy at all. And the other thing I'll mention with quarterback evaluation, like, the Panthers took Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. They got roasted for it the first year when Stroud lit it up. But now a couple years in retrospect, I'd argue those two are a lot closer right now.
Good point,
Like,
Ian.
Year one, Stroud was incredible.
Yep.
But right now, I'd say those two are fairly close.
The gap has closed.
Yeah, Young has developed quite nicely. It took him a while.
Stroud's okay, but hang on.
Yeah.
Stroud's offensive line is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That dude is getting hit. That dude is getting hit at record rates.
He's
right
up there
now.
with the what was his name? Carr.
He's up there with Andrew fucking
David
Luck.
Carr. Yeah.
He's
the
up there
David
with
Carr
Andrew
level.
Luck in terms of how often he gets hit. Like he goes back there and he's seeing ghosts already because he just expects that his offensive line is going to let people through.
Yeah.
The dude, he's in a really bad situation. And I got to give him props for not bitching about it, for not throwing his line.
He's been very professional.
He really should, because his offensive line is fucking terrible.
Yeah. The Packers come in this week. They are 4-1-1. They tied with Dallas in a bit of a shootout. I believe that was a primetime game, if I recall.
Bunch of guys didn't know
there
would be a tie.
And
on the road.
And their loss was to the Cleveland Browns.
Yep. The Browns.
Yeah, the Browns.
That
with Joe Flacco.
Our defense has to show up this week.
Well, as you guys pointed out, primetime game, little extra rest. It's a classic Tomlin bounce back win type situation. But also at the same time, Green Bay had to travel to Arizona last week. They had a much tougher game than I think people thought. They trailed the whole game and came back to win in the final 2 minutes. But you know what? Josh Jacobs is a beast as a running back, as far as I'm concerned. I love their tight end. They have decent receivers, and they obviously have Minkah Parsons now, who seems to be fitting in very nicely with the Green Bay defense. So, and perhaps the most important thing, and I know Ben will appreciate this, the Packers will be wearing white helmets on Sunday night. Yeah, they're wearing all white.
Initially they were wearing the yellow helmets. They were wearing their away unis, and then they decided, you know what, since this is going to be, we're going to switch. We're going to do the all white uni, and the all white unis. They are pretty cool.
They're very nice.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, our all white unis, should we bring them back,
would be cool too, with a black helmet.
Yes. And did I see that correctly? It would have been the first time that two teams with yellow helmets played against each other since the 60s.
It was the
Steelers and Packers like in the 60s.
I thought it was the 50s or something. I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
It's been a while.
I'll tell you what, Philip, I hope Jacobs is hurt, man. I would be more than happy to see him sitting out this one, or be far less than 100%. Just because he does some really nice things in the running game, he does some nice things in the passing game.
If Jacobs has his way versus the Steelers defense, it's gonna be a long fucking night. Actually, it's gonna be a long week after the game, for that matter.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be bouncing back on a short week.
Be pissed off because I'm actually gonna be there.
Yeah, you will be. By the way, if anyone does see Ben, please, feel free to stop by, say hello, tell him to shut the fuck up once in a while, and it'd be very nice of you if you're there.
No,
Anyway,
don't do that because my girlfriend will be there and she's
Oh,
louder than me.
here we go.
Please don't.
There we go.
Even better.
Is this her first time in Pittsburgh?
It's her first time at Heinz Field, and I'm not kidding when I say this. Like, I put this out there as a cautionary tale. Please, she will kick your ass. Do not tell her to shut the fuck up.
No, not tell her. Tell you.
Yeah, we weren't talking about you.
I'm not kidding. I'm not. She will fuck you up. Do not tell her to shut the fuck up.
And I'm assuming she will have had some drinks too.
She might have, but she's got a little temper on her, and she's jacked. And yeah, just don't do that.
How much does she bench?
Really? We're gonna do this? Okay. Well, she
Isn't that the logical question when somebody
had never done bench
bench?
press? She had never done bench press in her life because she always uses dumbbells.
Yeah.
And so I made her get on barbell bench one day to see what she could do. So I just put her under 135. It wasn't a lot of weight. And she did 13 reps.
Wow.
She looked at me and said, "That's good for a girl, right?" I was like, "It's fucking outstanding for a girl."
Good for a girl. And this has been weightlifting tips with Ben. In any case, so yeah, Packers come in Sunday nighter, which means a short week. At least they're at home the following week against the upstart Colts. But shall we get to the predictions, gentlemen? And I would just like to remind everyone of last week's predictions that I have right here.
I was right.
We had, well, I'm going to start with Ian.
Hold
Ian
on.
had a tie last week. Don't
did.
forget that.
It was
It
close.
was actually pretty damn close.
But he was
2
wrong.
points, right?
But I was wrong. Yes.
Wrong.
Ben had the Bengals by 4. And Scarps and I both took the Steelers in relatively close contests.
Okay.
Because you guys are assholes.
Hold on. Since the Steelers lost last week,
Yes.
and we're not going to be assholes about this, and there's no superstitions or anything like that.
Just
Can
a little
move-
stitch.
Little stitches.
No,
Little
just
stitches.
going to call it.
Can we, moving forward through the rest of the season, do these predictions based on gut and just has nothing to do with any of the other bullshit?
Well,
Like,
that's
that's
pretty
the way
much how
I'm
I've
doing it
been doing
tonight.
it, buddy.
No,
That's the way I'm doing it tonight.
but
Last week I was all gut.
We were jinx, anti-jinx, no
Yeah.
jinx.
For 2 weeks,
High
we kinda
jinx.
were.
I'm not trying to do anything tonight except for just I'm calling it the way I think it's going to happen for once.
Okay. That's all I ask. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. I let it off last week. So would anyone like to go this week?
You let it off last week?
Yeah, I started. I predicted the first score last week. Do I need to do that again?
no, I'll go. Let's go.
All right. Scarps, go ahead. The Green Bay Packers at the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday Night Football, which that means Chris PFF Collinsworth.
Thank God I don't have to listen to that shit
Oh
this week.
shit.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. This is a game that Mike Tomlin wins. I wouldn't be surprised if they win.
Yep.
However, this is arguably the best team that they've played all season. The Packers defense is pretty decent. They got a Tasmanian Devil in Micah Parsons. Their offense is pretty good. It must be nice going from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, and then we get the sloppy seconds of Aaron Rodgers, who is actually pretty decent right now.
Mhm.
Rodgers said it's not a revenge game. Matt LaFleur said it's not a revenge game, but I think there's a little bit of something there. And, Rodgers can run scout team all he wants for the defense. But at the end of the day, this defense is overrated. They are fake tough. And I got the Green Bay Packers with a fucking smackdown this Sunday night.
Ooh. Wow.
31-20.
Wow. Okay. Ben, why don't you go next?
I'm gonna follow the trends and like we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tip my hat here. It's the most Steelers thing fucking ever to
Yes.
lose in the fashion that they did in Cincinnati and then come back and beat the fucking Packers and give us all hope, which is what they do every fucking year. People are going to think that this team is for real and they're a contender and blah, 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 because Green Bay is a good team. However, they're coming into Pittsburgh on a Sunday night where Mike Tomlin performs well in prime time.
Typically.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers overall in the last 10 years are 1-9 on Thursday nights. In the division, I believe they are now 0-7 traveling on a Thursday night.
Correct.
That's fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
But in the rebound game in the last 10 years, not counting tonight, or tonight, tomorrow, Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, I've had some drinks. Previous 10 years, after the mini bye, they are 9-1.
Correct.
And they are 7-2 after losing on the road on a Thursday. So I will follow the trends and tell you they're going to win this fucking game.
All right.
Behind an outstanding defensive performance because
Wow.
those guys are pissed off because they got fucking embarrassed, and they fucking should be embarrassed.
Word.
Because that was pathetic. And I'm going to go Steelers 27, Packers 20.
Okay.
Wow.
Ian.
All right. So Green Bay has.
By the way, you still need to get a tie in here at some point in the season.
I picked my tie. Fuck that.
Okay.
And plus, Green Bay already has a tie. Like, no team ties twice in the same year, right?
It's been a long
It
time.
it's happened.
It's happened, but it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Yeah. No, and I feel like teams that tie either wind up like just missing something really good, like just missing a first round bye, or like they wind up getting something because of the tie. So like the year we tied the Browns, I think we wound up missing the playoffs because of the tie.
2018.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then the year we tied the Falcons, which was 2002,
yes,
we missed a first round bye because of the tie. That if we had won that game, we would have had a bye and wouldn't have had to go to Tennessee, where Joe Nedney got an Oscar for his fucking fall over.
How the fuck does he remember this shit?
He's got a mind like a steel trap.
How?
Ryan probably remembers it too.
I
right?
used to remember that stuff just as well, but
I remember it now that you bring it
now
up.
that he brought it up.
For the purposes of conversation, but I've been like, do you remember that year the Steelers missed a first round bye because they had a tie? No.
But see, but what Ian doesn't tell you is he doesn't know any of his kids' names or birthdays.
I know those. I know those two things.
And he remembers every fucking ref crew.
Well, now
NFL.
that's
And when they fucked us over, what week it was and what season.
Ian still prank calls Alex Kemp.
Anyway, go ahead, Ian. Finish up.
Yeah.
So the Packers in 6 games this year have scored 27 points 4 times, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
They beat the Lions 27-13, beat the Commanders 27-18, beat the Bengals 27-18, and then beat the Cardinals 27-23. But and then scored 10 against the Browns and 40 against the 40 against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But I think this is a game that just sets up so well in a weird way for Mike Tomlin that you've got like Christian Watson's still limited in practice. Probably isn't going to be back for this game. So you've got like Romeo Doubs and Matthew Golden, who they haven't really used yet this year. If Josh Jacobs is banged up, that definitely helps. And Green Bay's defense is good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Our offense is not the problem with our team, though. So this just feels like that weird game that Mike Tomlin pulls out of his ass and wins. It's at Heinz Field on a Sunday night when we always play well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go. I was actually going to go 27-23, but then Ben picked the Steelers at 27. So I'll go Steelers 30, Packers 27, with Rodgers leading a game-winning drive and Boswell making the kick to win it at the end.
Wow.
All right.
I could see us blowing the 27-20 lead in the fourth quarter with Green Bay scoring, and then Rodgers bringing us back at the end.
Topic for next week.
Sure.
Have they changed the K-balls? I think they've changed the K-balls.
Are you saying changed in the sense that since the beginning of the season?
No. I think beginning of the year, maybe even last season, they juiced the ball.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are knocking in 50-yarders now like they're chip shots.
Well, Aubrey
they
hit one
admitted
the
they
other
have
day from
different balls.
61 that would have been good from 75.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah.
Somebody's going to kick a 70-yard field goal this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
I think it's coming.
Like there's going to be an asterisk behind it. Well, yeah, that was the year they had the juiced balls.
Yeah. Could be.
It was like in baseball when they juiced the balls a few years ago, and no one wanted to admit it because there were so many more home runs. And Major League Baseball was like, no, we're not juicing them. And then they're like, okay, yeah, we did.
Casey had to step aside due to juiced balls.
Yes.
Well,
I agree. The trends. I should have followed the trends last week.
It's ridiculous, man.
And I didn't.
They got a guy who's kicked how many 60-yard plus field goals this season?
No,
5.
Yeah. But this week, it just feels like you guys have said, like a Mike Tomlin kind of a game. I think that
Special,
defense,
yes,
the defense has got to be embarrassed. And
they fucking should be.
They should be. I still think this is close. I'm going to go Steelers 23-20 in overtime.
Ooh.
Yep. I'm going to
a low scoring game.
Well, I just think you're going to see a lot of field goal attempts. I think both defenses will clamp down in the red zone kind of a thing, but I don't know. Jamie makes a good point. Rodgers has been so good in the red zone that Boz isn't getting his normal amount of attempts. It's a good point.
I mean, honestly, if you get the ball inside the 40, they're going to give it to Boz. And try the kick.
That's also true. Yeah.
The other point to make, though, and we've made this point before, but just talking about quarterbacks generally, is that's what separates the great quarterbacks from the guys, is the people that can the guys that can make those tight window throws in the red zone and convert those opportunities into touchdowns, right? Because Mason Rudolph, even Kenny Pickett could drive us down the field.
You haven't even talked about the sod.
Well, we talked about the sod last week, and I'm not going to address it again. Pitt plays on it at 3:30 Saturday, so
I know. I got invited to a tailgate on Saturday, and somebody was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the Pitt game too?" I was like, "No, not really.
No, not really. No,
thanks though."
Yeah.
Well, Ben, you could check out their freshman quarterback, who's apparently better than Kenny Pickett, who will draft in a couple years. So,
hey, you know what? Kenny Pickett sucks, so I hope he's better than Kenny.
Steel Dad, what was your prediction? I'm sorry.
Yes, my prediction was Steelers 23-20 in overtime.
Oh man,
so
I'm the only one with Packers.
Brother.
That's all right.
You're a fucking hater, Ryan.
You're either going to be living life or hating it next week.
I mean, I hope to hate it. I fucking,
right.
Is
Casey Kasem alive and out of the coffin?
I mean, he's dead, but
I have to go to sleep.
Very good. Yeah, Ben's got an early flight tomorrow.
I only have to get up like 2 a.m.
Well, maybe if he stopped talking, I can get him a
I've had some drinks.
Me too. Casey's Coast to Coast, American Top 40. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week that was October 23rd, 1993. Our favorite correspondent and non-ball knower, Ryan, is back with us again this week, and he writes, Dear Casey, You're no good. You're no good. You're no good. Steelers defense, you're no good. I'm going to say it again. You're no good. Casey, that's, of course, a parody of Linda Ronstadt's You're No Good off her album Heart Like a Wheel, released in 1974. And if you think I'm going to make a joke at the expense of Linda Ronstadt, you're out of your goddamn mind. I'd rather focus on making fun of the Steelers defense. Just when I needed a lift, and I'm talking about the kind of lift that only the Kardashians' plastic surgeon can provide, the Steelers defense crapped the bed like a toddler who ate baked beans for dinner. Casey, the Steelers defense put on a show that was so vulgar, so grotesque, only the likes of Ted Bundy would approve. At one point, while they were taking a ride on the Flacco Chase Express, cops arrested Pee Wee Herman for enjoying the moment a little too much. Rest in peace, Paul Rubens. The Steelers defense had no heart. They had no desire. Casey, this defense did the team dirty. Dirtier than my ex-wife's knees. And for those listening, I don't have an ex-wife. It's just funny. Speaking of dirty, I'm sure you heard about now that the NBA has a gambling scandal. Federal prosecutors said today that more than 30 people had been indicted in 2 illegal gambling-related cases, including Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups. And it got me thinking, Casey, what Steelers players and coaches might have thrown games on purpose?
Wow.
How about Neil O'Donnell?
Wow, dude. Wow.
Who threw it to Cowboys defensive back Larry Brown in Super Bowl 30, like my so-called work friends used to throw it at my ex-wife.
Oh shit.
Rashard Mendenhall, who fumbled it away in Super Bowl 45 like Lindsey Buckingham fumbled Stevie Nicks. Casey, was Limas Swede really that bad at catching the football? I've seen better hands on a snake. I heard he had his rookie signing bonus on the Ravens winning the Super Bowl in 2008. You can't tell me Caleb Johnson didn't have the Seahawks money line earlier this season, especially after his kickoff blunder, where he lost his mind like Charlie Sheen after a 4-day bender consisting of amphetamines, Marlboro Reds, and Jack Daniels. Pat Meyer, enough said. And who could forget Kenny Pickett? Casey, sometimes the jokes write themselves. Casey, we all know that the Steelers defense isn't betting the unders on the opponent props. If so, they'd be insane in the brain. Well, Ryan, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars and keep your radio tuned right where it is. At number 30 this week. Here's Cypress Hill with Insane in the Brain.
Oh, shit. Well done, Mr. Kasem. Thank you so much to everybody. Holy shit. We just hit 100 viewers literally as Casey rapped. Outstanding. Outstanding as always. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Make sure you check out the site, steelcityblitz.com. I love if you decided to be a paying member of this, I'm starting to put out some members only type stuff, including members only jackets from the 80s. No, I'm kidding. I just want to say that.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah,
So,
like,
thank you.
subscribe,
We
all
really
that wonderful
appreciate you,
stuff.
all of you.
We appreciate it because we all would really like to retire from our other jobs and do this full time someday.
Yeah, probably
Maybe.
not ever.
Probably not,
But
but
this is
what the
fun,
hell.
and
Yeah,
all of you who
Yeah.
take part and
Listen.
interact with us on a weekly basis, you make it a lot more fun.
Yeah,
You make it a
this
better
is-
show.
It's hard to believe we ever did this without interacting with
Yeah.
people. So
It's
I'm a
so
big-
much better.
I'm a big mental health advocate, and this is our therapy.
it
and
absolutely is.
I hope it's some of yours as well. So
It
let's
it
all
is-
work together.
Yes, it's
I'm
absolutely therapy.
Really sorry for all of our rants tonight. I mean, not really, but kind of.
After that game, I think our rants were warranted. Anyway, check out
Holy
Ian's Whippeal high school
Yes.
football stuff. And is this the last week of the regular season?
Last week of the regular season this week, so I've got my Whippeal standings page on the site that you can check out. It's the only one on the internet that has all the tiebreakers listed. So it's a lot of people actually do check it. So
Yep.
it's a
Why
good
is it so
resource
goddamn complicated?
because it is. And
Did
apparently,
Did you guys look at that?
Oh, I've
Like,
seen it.
Ian,
I know.
Ian chimes in today. He's like, apparently, I'm the only person who understands
Yeah.
the playoff seeding process and the Whippeal.
The-
I'm like, really?
The
So I check it out.
ceasefire-
I'm like, what the fuck? What?
the
the
ceasefire in Gaza was not this complicated.
I read it. I
yeah.
read it, and I was like, what the? I don't get it. And it's all laid out in front of me. I still don't get it.
Yeah. Well, that's-
So at any rate, if
Ian understands it, if you have any questions, ask him.
right.
But if folks are interested, I've got playoff scenarios on our website, steelcityblitz.com. I've also got a little wild card analysis. So tomorrow night, I will actually be on the KDKA radio post-game show after their Whippeal game of the week, talking about what teams have clinched, what teams are in. Playoff brackets will be announced on Saturday night. So Saturday morning, I'll probably have like a little bracketology bracket prediction. And then my Whippeal Blitz podcast that you can check out on YouTube is on Monday night at 9:30. So check that out as well.
Absolutely. And continue to follow us on our socials. And as was mentioned, please continue to like, subscribe, membership, all that wonderful stuff. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game on Sunday night. And as always, go Steelers.
Ravens suck.
Kind of do.
We've had some drinks.